Mike, talk about this game. Sometimes you call them bittersweet. This might be sweet bitter. You know, maybe not as good as last week's.
Right.
Some mistakes you didn't quite like.
Sure, no, and John, look, I think that is in part because we played a better team today. So, but no, the penalties are the most disturbing thing for us today. The unsportsmanlike things, you know, I'm not pleased with how I acted during the game, right? I thought there were some things that we could all done a better job with our composure, but, you know, we had points taken off the board. We should have had another 10 points at least on the board. You know, we just didn't execute, and that's what I just talked to the team about. Anytime you go on the road and beat a good team, which Albright is, at their place, and you're in first place in the league, those are all very positive things. But the number of self-inflicted mistakes today, penalties, dropped balls, missed assignments. I mean, I think when we watch this tomorrow, that's where our disappointment will lie. So it's, if you can do all those things and still win convincingly, I think that's great. Defensively, obviously, we were very good. I mean, you go on the road and shut somebody out. That's, who can complain about that? I mean, that's big time defense by our guys today. But we need, you know, we need to limit the foolish penalties. And again, that, as I said earlier, that's my biggest gripe about today.
You got to admit, Albright's defense is a little better than maybe what some people think.
Yeah, no, they have a lot of new guys, but I mean, 55's a really good player. They're a physical group, and you know, we need to do a better job there in terms of, you know, figuring out. I mean, look, I think we pieced some drives together, and we had, like I said, I mean, I don't know the final numbers, but we didn't run the ball as well as I would have liked. I thought we were pretty solid throwing it though.
Our defense, Mike, looked pretty good. Mike Gentili had a heck of a game.
He did, you know, and Michael's a guy, John, that when we recruited, we thought he could be a good player. You know, I think the biggest adjustment for Michael, because he's now a junior, was realizing the consistent commitment that it takes to be a good player in college. You know, he's a tough physical kid. He's really smart. He does a phenomenal job communicating for us on the back end defensively in the secondary. But, you know, as a freshman, he was behind some really good kids. As a sophomore, we thought you know, he had a good spring of his freshman year, and we thought he could come in and maybe help us last year. And I don't know that Michael was in as good a shape last year as he should have been. But he had another solid spring and has been a very pleasant surprise. You know, his high school coach, Joe Gallagher, is a great guy, and I saw Coach Gal, you know, a couple months ago at an all-star game, and he told me Michael would help us this year, that he was working hard and doing everything necessary. And, you know, he's absolutely right. I think it's safety between, obviously, Tanner, Michael, and then, you know, Tim Christopher. I think we've got three pretty good guys at the safety position who are all, you know, different, but all good enough to be good players for us.
Wide receivers, John Seibel really had a nice catch in the end zone, and Ryan Umpleby, he's a go-to guy when you need it a lot of times.
Yeah, John. You know, John stepped up big on the touchdown pass, and you know, Ryan really did some unique things today. I mean, he knows he should have had that touchdown, and we had it. But and I told him that's the difference between being very good and being maybe the best receiver in the league. Ryan is very talented, very fluid. I think we saw that at a couple times today, and you know, we had the other one called back with the block, you know, in the back down here. But you know, Ryan is, but we're glad Ryan plays for us.
And the Hammer, Craig Needhammer, decent game and won the Pretzel Bowl. A nice trophy, maybe nicer than yours.
Yeah, I would say, look, I think Craig's trophy maybe is a little nicer, but that's okay. You know, we're not overly concerned about that. You know, I feel that, listen, Craig's one of the better running backs in the conference. We're very good at quarterback. You know, Craig set the school rushing touchdown record today, which is awesome, and you know, really happy for him. I hope we can continue to get him into the end zone throughout the course of the year. So it's just, those three guys, I think, are among the best players at their position in the league. When you talk about Tyler and you talk about Craig and you talk about Ryan, those are three really dynamic pieces on offense for us.
Yep. Okay, thanks, Mike. We'll catch you during midweek.
I appreciate it, John. Looking forward to seeing you. Thanks for coming.
This has been a production of LycomingFootball.com.